recalling my conversation with Lynn Mahoney, president of SF State. And, part of the conversation was covering her experience sort of like running the university and responding to COVID, because she became, president very close to sort of the beginning of the pandemic. And I'd love to kind of give you an opportunity to kind of like provide us with your perspective of how you sort of like addressed it. What were those first kind of like weeks like when the pandemic started? And maybe how did the university's response to the pandemic sort of evolve as the pandemic evolved, 1, 2, 3 years after?
So I think in the beginning we were all scrambling, including UC Davis, and we didn't really know what we were facing and how it would impact the university. But I'm really proud of how we responded ultimately, because we developed an initiative which we ended up calling Healthy Davis Together. And at the core of the program was, and again, we used expertise that was available on our campus. We had an expert in plant genomics, and his name is Richard Mitchellmore, and he adapted a machine that did sequencing for ag genomics to be able to do the PCR test to detect COVID virus, right, and do it quickly. So we were able to adapt the process and buy a couple of machines that would do it, and did tens of thousands of tests a week, maybe a day. I can't remember. I think it was a week. So we were able to acquire those machines. We built an infrastructure for people to go do their tests regularly and get the results back within 24 to 48 hours. We hired what we called ambassadors, student ambassadors, public health ambassadors, I think we called them, to sort of roam around the campus and the community saying, wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart, all those sorts of things that the protocol required to keep us healthy. We had some funds for small businesses in the Davis area to keep them healthy while they were, when they weren't able to have customers. And all this was possible because of some philanthropy, some internal resources, and some federal resources that we all put together. And it was just a tremendous success. We did some modeling, and I think we kept thousands of people from going to the hospital. The model said we saved dozens of lives. People that would have otherwise died from COVID did not, because of our program. So I think it won some national awards and became a model for the country.
Now, were you guys like manufacturing those kits here?
Yes and no. So we had to buy a lot of the infrastructure to do the tests, and put it together here. But the actual test itself was happening here on our campus in our genome center.
Oh, and that was just unique to Davis. It was just something special here.
Yeah. And we made it available to not just the university, but the city of Davis and Yolo County, the school districts. We made it widely available. So we kept people healthy and safe here for the duration of the pandemic.
What about sort of like the communications perspective and communicating to students? How did that kind of evolve?
That was a very important part of the program. We had experts in how to get the messages out and how to make it more, what's the right word?
Palatable, maybe? I don't know.
Palatable to the young people. That's why we had these ambassadors, right? Because they were peers that could help get the required public health messages out to students who were maybe in the dorms or elsewhere, and try to build up healthy habits. So,
were you having a lot of conversations with sort of school administrators in other schools? Was there kind of like a coordinated effort to share sort of like wisdom and insights?
There were some other universities that were doing similar things. Notably, I remember Illinois was doing something very similar. There were just a handful. Ultimately, more and more tried to kind of adopt the same approach. Locally, we did certainly talk to our friends within the Sacramento region to assist as best we could. I think we were able to give some useful help, recommendations and advice.
This is the Atlas Clips channel. To stay up to date with the show, follow One on Instagram and X. To watch full-length episodes, visit Atlas by Juan Martinez on YouTube and Spotify.